Good morning, everyone. I'm Edna Sensei. Welcome to the Konko Mission Wahiawa. We will now begin our regular Sunday service. Please join us in prayer. Ichido Harire. Mediation prayer. Let us seek the sacred image of Konko sincerely and wholeheartedly each and every day. May we receive the mediation anew with all of our souls on this day, this very moment. Higami Konko Daijin Sama, Higami Konko Daijin Sama, Higami Konko Daijin Sama, Higami Konko Daijin Sama. Purification prayer. Through the way of mediation, may our sincere apologies be acceptable to you, our divine friend. We acknowledge our mistakes and misunderstandings, arrogance, and ignorance of our divine favor. We apologize for all our shortcomings and irreverences of past generations. Guide us to amend our way of living, to reflect your divine will. We serve your joyful and loving heart, always one with you. Kami prayer. Reverently we pray. The goodness of heaven, the richness of earth, time flows without cease, years pass without end. In heaven and earth, light that touches all. In heaven and earth, the truth that orders all. For this wondrous born, for these wondrous works, let us praise Kami. Let us praise the divine parent of the universe. Come up and care of all humanity, all those who live between heaven and earth, to be coming out of divine parent, to live in Kami's infinite blessings. This is the way. Yet let not know the way, lost greed and selfishness. These suffer the cycle of misfortunes, greatest Kami's sorrow. Our founding father, Konko Daijin, suffered many trials in this world, and your sacrifice and sincerity. We receive Kami's great blessing, and began the life of mutual fulfillment of all Kami and humanity. Humbly we pray. The divine parent, great works are fulfilled. Konko Daijin accepted the call to mediation, that leads the mutual benefit of Kami and humanity. By the aid of the way of faith to all who sought him, expounding the blessings of heaven and earth, and he honored the coming of night. By night he prayed for those who grieved, seeking salvation for all who suffered, and he honored the dawning of day. Though years passed and the world changed, he did not waver from his task. The divine task of mediation. Thus was given the sacred meditation gift, the guidance principle for our daily life. The divine favor was thus renewed, and blessed go universally, establishing the way of eternal prosperity. The way of mediation shall be given Konko Daijin. By this wondrous revelation, we are given knowledge of the way. Through all the hardships of this world, through pain of body and soul, the way of mediation teaches us to turn our hearts to Kami, without regard for day or night, whether we are near or far. The way of mediation teaches us to pray with total trust. For living under our divine favor, we offer our sincere apologies and pledge to mend the ways. Let us live our faith every day, seeking and rejoicing in your divine favor. Let us care for those in pain and invite them to the way. Let us guide those who are lost and awaken them to life of purpose. Kami is fulfilled in us, we are fulfilled in Kami. May this way of mutual fulfillment be manifested in this world. May Kami's wish for true peace and well-being of all people be fulfilled. So we humbly pray, so we earnestly pray. Recitation of Tenchi Hakike. Ikigami Konko Daishin Tenchi Kanyani no Kami Shishi ni Negai. Okage wa waga kokoro ni ari. Kongetsu konnichi de tanomi. Pray sincerely with all your heart. Be one with Kami. Kami's blessings be negative. Hearts grateful and caring and harmony and joy. Lift the Kami always now and forever. This very day we pray. Ikigami Konko Daishin Tenchi Kanyani no Kami Shishi ni Negai. Okage wa waga kokoro ni ari. Kongetsu konnichi de tanomi. Pray sincerely with all your heart. Be one with Kami. Kami's blessings begin within. Hearts grateful and caring in harmony and joy. Look to Kami always, now and forever. On this very day we pray. Dear Ikigami Konko Daijin Sama and Tenchi Kane no Kami-sama, we have gathered here at the Konko Mission of Wahiawa for this regular Sunday service and honor and appreciation of your divine workings of the universe. The regular blessings we receive on a daily basis are the greatest blessings we can ask for. Your divine energy exists in all aspects of our lives. You live in us humans, in plants and animals, in fishes and birds. Your divine energy existed since the beginning of time. It can never be created nor destroyed. We are surrounded by your workings that continue to provide for us. So we would like to take this very brief moment of our day to say thank you. This year marks the 81st year since the founding of this church by the late Reverend Haruko Takahashi. Please guide us in her pursuit to continue the legacy of this church. She has sincerely dedicated her life to serving people and serving Kami-sama. We thank her for her spirit, which continues to watch over us. We give thanks to strong prayers of the sixth spiritual head, Reverend Hiromichi Konko, who serves at the headquarters currently, and prays for the well-being of all people. We also appreciate the Amagi Church and the Honolulu Church, which are our grandparent and parent church, and the ministers and followers and supporters of this church. Please continue to guide us in our daily lives and bless every cell in our body from head to toe. At this time, let us take a moment to reflect upon the many blessings we receive and extend a deep prayer for people who are unaware of your blessings and so experience hardship and suffering. We pray that the Kami-sama within all of us shines through. And we pray that even one more person can realize your divine workings and be saved. Thank you again for all that you do. Silent prayer. Adoration prayer, page 7. We lift our eyes in awe for heaven soaring above. We lift our eyes in awe for heaven soaring above. We bow our heads in prayer toward us rich and deep. Living on such gifts of Kami's great giving, how happy and grateful we are. Limitation of the Konko does not stop for a single day. The protection of the divine parent embraces all far and wide. The blessings of Kami flow without limit through all generations. The ways of Kami are mysterious and wondrous beyond all understanding. Day by day, every day, earnestly and reverently, we pray the protection of Kami and honor the power of Kami. Shintoku Sanji, page 29. 仰げ祭れ ば天高く
仰ぎ祭れば天高くおろがみ祭れば地は厚し神の恵みに生かさるるみの幸いぞありがたき我が生き神の御取次と日もかくる時のなく天地の神の御守りとはき近きの隔てなし神慈しみをよろずやにあまねく道で果てしなく感計らいはくすしくて人の思いぞ及ばざる我ら今月今日やび祭りてひたすらに神の御影をたたえ祭らん神の比例を仰ぎ祭らん
喜怒哀楽 キャンドルが次の Eternal Prayer, page 12. Spirit of those who have gone before us,
You are given the gift of life in this vast and endless universe. You discharge your duties faithfully, each according to your family years. You be remembered eternally. Your lives grow from generation to generation. Honored as the foundation of our society and the roots of our families. Through the mysterious workings of Kami, you entered the Konko faith. You walked the way of Konko Daijin, respecting the will of the divine parent. Your master great merit through your faith to take into the world beyond and leave to your descendants. Our gratitude is boundless for your loving favors. We revere you as the ancestral spirits of our homes, our old divine spirits. We beseech you, stand by us, each and every one. Receive the favor of Kami, and help us to fulfill our tasks as people without failing. Protect us, guide us, enrich us, that we may ever live the way of faith, that we hand down to all generations, that we may live in peace and prosperity within our homes. Protect us, guide us, enrich us.
Dear Mitama Spirit, the late Reverend Haruko Takahashi, deceased family, friends, spirits of the native Hawaiian people, and beloved house pets that have passed. Good morning to all of you. We have gathered here for our regular Sunday service in acknowledgement of Kami-sama's blessings and in remembrance of you. We know that you always watch over us and support our well-being and decisions, even more now that you are a Mikama spirit. You are the foundation of our existence, which enables us to be able to enjoy blessings today. If it were not for you, we would not be here. We are here today to honor your divine spirit and to pray for your eternal happiness and peace. Whether through a butterfly, a dream, or a gust of wind, letting us know your presence in these many forms reminds us that your love continues. We wish to continue your legacy as an extension of your life and help pass on your core values. We now take this moment of silence to think about you and your generous love and care for us. Thank you. Silent prayer. As we begin a brand new week, please continue to guide us in everything we do. You are in our hearts always. We want to thank you again very much. Fusen Sanji, page 36. Fusen Sanji, Yoyo no Yawa.
Wahiawa no kami wa kami to kokoro tsukushite itsukimasu rana kokoro tsukushite itsukimasu rana kuo toki miyo Yano kami tachi yo umi no kono tame ie no hashira o shizume tate tamai hatsu kono tame ni yono nari wa iyo mamori tasuke tamai kakuri yono mienu sakai ni mashimase domo mitsukushimi no mikokoro wa utsushi ni kawarase tamawazu saki mitama no masaki kusaki wa etamai kushimi tama no kushimi ni megumi tamai de kokoro zashi wa maki no hashira no ugoki naku nari wa iwa musubu tsunami no yurubi naku magokoro kiyorani agemi tsutome shime tamai ukaraya karaya waragi aite hini keni uraya suku tanoshima shime tamai tsui utsushi no koto o ete kami no mikado ni mairan toki ni wa kanarazu shimo mukae tori tamai mitsukushimi omura shime tamawa monoto kami no minori no tae maru しこみかたじけなみみよやのめぐみのおぼろげならぬうれしみよろこびもすことに心もすずやかにきこしめしたまえと不思議のみよやのみやまアナ不思議のみよやのみやまアナととのみよやの神アナととのみよやの神
Good morning, everyone. Let's read together page 73, the Konko Faith, our creed. We believe in Tenchi Kane no Kami, the divine parent of the universe. Our founder, Konko Dachi, embraced Kami's revelations and, as divine mediator, answers the call to eternal mediation. Our continuing goal from moment to moment is to realize Kami within each of us. We are fulfilled through Kami. Kami is fulfilled through us. The happiness of everyone is Kami's greatest wish. We give thanks for Kami's blessings, mysterious, wondrous, and mundane. Blessings begin with our own hearts filled with harmony and joy. We pray wholeheartedly to Kami, today and every day, trusting Kami as our loving parent, finding peace of mind. We live our faith in service to Kami, each other, and our world, nurturing and nurtured, mutually fulfilled. We revere those who have gone before us, spirits one with Kami, caring for us eternally. We respect and appreciate other paths taken by humanity towards spiritual fulfillment. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for our regular Sunday service. It's good to see all of you and online too. Thank you for joining us. Last week was my first 12-hour shift. I was really worried that, I hope I survive, but it was actually quite wonderful, and I was really fully awake in the morning, and I felt my functioning, my brain functioning was more optimal in the daytime. So it was great. And I'm glad that the service over here was able to be conducted safely. I later on looked at the Facebook video live of the service, and I was able to listen to what my mom said and Sensei said. So it was really great. So it will continue to be like this. So every third week I will be working. So one of my parent senseis will be conducting the service, or David Sensei if he is present. But anyways, today I would like to talk about trusting Kami-sama, and when things, especially when things don't go according to plan. Yesterday, Yano Sensei and I went to the Wahiawa gardens to set up for a wedding. So this was my 4th wedding that I officiated. And we went there just a week before for rehearsals. And we took all our altar fixtures and everything, you know, our hasaku and you know, the little tables we use for the church services. We took that and we put it on the lawn of Wahiawa Gardens. And we was practicing for about 20 minutes, and we thought it was good to go. Okay, we had everything in our mind. We had it all imaged out. And yesterday, when we were putting up the fixtures for the altar, for the actual wedding date now, we're setting everything up. They even had a nice wedding ark with the flowers and everything. And just then, the botanical garden officials, they come. 2 of them, one lady and one man, and then they were talking to the groom. I was at the bathroom, so I was coming back, and all of a sudden I could hear the groom just starting to yell, and this big commotion was starting. I was like, what is going on? And I was like, what happened? And there's this big argument going on. And so I then approached the 2 officials of the botanical garden, and I said, what happened? What's going on? And she said, you guys are not supposed to be setting up your things over here. I was like, what? You're not supposed to have any kind of table, no chairs, no ark, no nothing. So she said, you can use our garden for your wedding services, but you're not supposed to have anything. I was like, what's going on? I mean, you know, shouldn't we have known about this? You know, and the chairs were lined up and everything. They had like close to 30 chairs lined up, and these 2 people, they came and told us that we can't. And I was like, can you just please give us an exception just for today? It's gonna be quick. And you're like, no exceptions. And we're like, oh, so what then? What are we gonna do? we were stuck. The groom was like really upset, and you know, it's supposed to be the happiest day of his life, and he was the maddest. Probably this year, I don't know. And so there was a private property, like right a bit in the back, and I noticed it had a really nice big backyard with a nice tree and stuff. So I went to that house and I knocked on the door. I said, hello, anybody home? And the property manager came out. The house owner came out. And I asked him, you know, we were just told that we cannot set up anything for wedding, and can we use your backyard? And he was like, as much as I really want to let you use my backyard, I am not able to, because he is actually like one of the garden watchers for the nighttime, you know. So he lives there in the gardens. He has a house there, and his role is to watch after the gardens too, in the after hours. So he is not allowed to bend the rules. So I was like, okay, totally understand. But he was really apologetic, and I could feel his sincerity, you know, that he really wanted to help us, but he couldn't. And it's okay. It's understandable. The rules are the rules. And I asked the officials, like, so does it mention that in your website, you know, if we have to have weddings there, that we're not allowed to have any kind of tables and chairs? He said, yeah, it should have been in there. It should have been in the details. So it was a great misunderstanding, and we overlooked it. Everyone overlooked it. And, you know, the groom was extremely frustrated and didn't know what to do. But he didn't want the elderly, the kupuna, to be sitting in standing throughout the whole wedding in the sun. So he was determined to find another location that may work out. And at the moment this stressful situation came up, like everything we had planned went out the door. I was like, wow, what do we do? And I wasn't worried. I knew that Kami-sama was gonna make something possible. I had trusted in Kami-sama that it's gonna work out somehow. I don't know how, but it's gonna work out somehow. So what I did immediately was I called the church. I called Sensei. I called my mom because she was here. And I did Toritsugi mediation with her. And so I texted the groom. I did Toritsugi mediation with my mom. I said, this is what happened. And she said, okay, I'll pray for you. And in my mind, I was like, okay, what if we impromptu use the Honolulu church for the wedding? Like, I know Koichi Sensei is gonna be all like, whoa, what's going on, kind of thing. If we, with us and 40 guests, suddenly arrive at the Honolulu church and say, can we have our wedding here, right now? But I was thinking that maybe Koichi Sensei would not refuse. So I called Koichi Sensei anyways, and I asked the group, would it be okay, maybe as a last resort, to go to Honolulu church? And he said, yeah, try call him. So I did. And as soon as I called Koichi Sensei, he answered. He said, hello, Konko Honolulu. I said, oh, Koichi Sensei. And just as I said Koichi Sensei, the groom called me on my phone and he said, never mind, we don't need the church anymore. We found a place. We're gonna go to a beach park. So I was like, oh, okay. Well, anyways, Koichi Sensei, I called because, we're supposed to have the wedding at Ho'omalu here. But we can't anymore because we have all these strict regulations. So instead, the groom said we're going to Kualoa Regional Park to have the wedding there. So Koichi says I was going to ask you if we can have our wedding impromptu at your church, but I don't think that's going to be necessary. And he was like, oh. But Koichi says, please pray for us that things here on will go smoothly, because it wasn't in the beginning. So he said, okay, I'll pray for you. So my mom prayed for us. Koichi Sensei prayed for us. And thank goodness for GPS. I'm really thankful for Google Maps, because I wouldn't even know where this place was. We drove about 20 minutes away from Ho'omalu to this park. Way far in Kaneo. And we found a really nice grassy field area with the beautiful Ko'olau Mountains in the background. So it was beautiful. It was a beautiful backdrop for a wedding. We unloaded our things. We set up shop. Okay, we walked pretty far into the grassy field area to set up the altar, to put up the nice ark, put up the flowers, set out the chairs. And then the park warden drives up into the grassy area. And I'm like, oh no! Not again! In this time, I was like, oh, I better be the one. I better be the first one to talk to this official. And I was like, and he rolled down his windows, and I was like, ooh, do we need a permit for this place? And he said, yeah, you guys needed one permit. You guys get one permit. I was like, no one has a permit to use this area. And he says, you're not supposed to be having a wedding here without a permit. And I was like, oh no, we're gonna be shot down again. And I was like, oh man. And one of the other groomsmen came to talk. Both of us came to talk with that warden dude. And he said, we just left Ho'omalu here because we couldn't have our wedding there, because we couldn't set up our altar. And we're here already. We have our altar set up. We have the chairs laid out. Can we please have an exception, I said. Please. So the warden guy was like, how long is this wedding gonna be? And we're like, 20 minutes. And including pictures, we were about 30. And he says, okay, what? I'll tell you what. I'll give you guys 45 minutes. When that 45 minutes hit, you better be gone. You better be gone. You better clean up and you better be gone from this area. I was like, yes, we promise. He's like, okay, I'm not supposed to do this, but I'll give you guys this one exception. I was like, oh, thank you. You're a godsend. Kami-sama really saved the day. I was like, what if we are shut down again? What are we gonna do? Now, what are we gonna do? So I give thanks to that kind-hearted warden that had way more flexibility than the other garden. And then, so we're doing our final completion of our setup. And then the maid of honor approached me and she said, Edna, because we are so constricted on time, let's skip the vows. Like do the other ceremony stuff, the sake and everything, but just skip the vows. And I was like, no, we can't skip the vows. The vows is the heart really of the ceremony. It's the promises this couple is gonna make to each other for the rest of their lives. We cannot pass up this very important ritual of the wedding ceremony. So I said, no, it's gonna work, don't worry. She said, no, but we only have a limited time. I said, don't worry, it's gonna work out, don't worry. I trusted that warden will not come drive up in and say, okay, stop the wedding right now. 45 minutes up, stop. Like even, if our rituals aren't right, he is not gonna come and stop the wedding. That's what I trusted. And I trusted Kami-sama. But the maid of honor, she was kind of anxious because, time is time and the warden might come back and stop the wedding. But hey, that might happen also. But I just believed in Kami-sama that it's gonna work out and we're gonna be able to conduct the wedding anyways. So anyway, the wedding started. It was an hour later than our planned scheduled wedding. And I was afraid because like the wind was starting to pick up and the onusa, the thing I shake around to bless, that thing fell many times like while we were setting up. So I was like, oh no, what if during the ceremony that thing knocks over, or like the wind knocks over like the gojin one, the Konko symbol or like something. But I'm like, I trust you, Kami-sama, that nothing's gonna get knocked over during the ceremony. And thankfully, during the ceremony, the wind calmed down. Just a really nice, calm breeze. So we weren't too hot. And the ceremony thankfully ended in one piece. And then I immediately knew that it was the prayers of Reiko Sensei and Koichi Sensei that they had prayed for me. And it was the powers of Toitsugi mediation. And that's how we should all seek Toitsugi mediation and call Sensei when we have requests. When we are in a pinch, when we are stuck for answers and solutions, like, oh man, what do we do? We have that. We have that kind of situation in our lives. That's when you pick up the phone and you call us. Please, don't worry. It's our goyo to listen to you. It's our goyo, our divine task to pray for you. So don't be afraid. Don't be shamed. Don't feel like you guys are bothering us because we're not bothered. We don't get irritated. We're really grateful when people call and face their heart to Kami-sama for these kind of situations and place their trust in Kami-sama. I want to remember a time when I called from my car one day when I was heading to work, and because there was this big accident, and the traffic was moving smoothly, but suddenly the traffic came to a standstill, and we were stuck. The whole freeway was stopped, and it was stopped for such a long time that people were just turned off their engines. I even turned off my engine, and I was like, oh no, I'm gonna be late for work. And I was never late for work. I have a blank record of no tardiness. So I was like, I want to call Sensei. And I'm like, Okasan, there's a big traffic jam. And I don't want to be late for work. And I think everyone else, they have their commitments too. And I pray that the accident situation will be settled and everyone will be able to go to their destination safely. It's so amazing because as soon as I put that phone down, as soon as I say, okay, thank you for praying for me, arigato, the traffic started to move. It's like, a dam was blocking the water and all of a sudden it goes, and it's like, the traffic started to flow. And I was able to clock in on time, in a nick of time, and I wasn't tardy. So again, don't be afraid to call Sensei. Don't be afraid to send text to me also for urgent prayer requests, anything. Call. We love it when you call us. When you are in the thought of wanting to solve your problems through the strength of Kami-sama, your problems are going to be resolved faster. Try it. Don't have doubt. And you can feel, rest assured that now Kami-sama has the reins of your problems. Your problems will be untangled by Kami-sama. So yesterday's wedding was the fourth wedding that I officiated and the third wedding I officiated this year. I'm thankful that Kami-sama is using me for goyo at this church because I pray to Kami-sama that I can be of service to the church and to Kami-sama. And with all the craziness that happened with this wedding yesterday and the last minute wedding venue changes, it was also a very teachable moment for me too. And that anytime I do a wedding in public, like a botanical gardens or like the beach park, that a permit is always necessary. And that me as an officiant, I need to also pre-study, pre-research that venue site's rules and regulations. And that I need to understand what I can put up and what I cannot. I must know and understand the terms and conditions as well, as well as the couple too. The couple also needs to understand as well. They need to read the fine print. They need to look at every detail because these public places are pretty strict. But it's so interesting because my brother Raji Sensei, he had his wedding at Wahiawa Beach Park back in 2014. And his wedding was actually a miracle. He got a permit for a wedding there, to have a wedding there. And the official that he talked to, that he got the permit from, was, I guess he was lenient. And he said, yeah, you guys could put up tents, you could have over 100 guests, you could have a reception. And, they were able to have the wedding, no problem. It was a beautiful day too. It was a really beautiful wedding. And since it was so amazing and such a wonderful wedding, I was like, oh man, when I get married, I want to have my wedding here too, just like Rodney. And so even when I was planning my wedding, I was planning it to have it at Wahiawa Beach Park. So I called for the permit and the same guy was there and he's like, yeah, just come pick up your permit. And so when I went to Wahiawa to pick up my permit, there was a lady there. It wasn't the man that I talked to on the phone. And she was strict. She was like, how many guests are you going to have? I was like, about 150. And I was like, we're going to put up a tent. And she's like, no, you're not allowed to put up a tent. You're not even allowed to have a reception here. I was like, what? That doesn't make any sense because, but my brother, he had his wedding here. He had his wedding here 2 years ago. He had over like 150 guests. He put up a tent and everything, tables and chairs, full reception, full wedding. Why was he able to have his wedding? She said, I don't know who gave him the permit, but he wasn't supposed to do that. I was like, what? So because of that, my wedding venue changed, and it changed to the Honolulu church. And come to think of it now, it was all okay. Kami-sama's plans goes beyond our imaginations and expectations. And I'm like, I'm so glad we had the wedding at the Honolulu church. So when things don't go your way, don't try to fight it, okay? Don't argue, don't fight. try to see the message behind these challenges and look behind what's happening here. And look at the bigger picture. And believe there's a reason why things are not going as you have planned. Because Kami-sama has a greater plan for you, and one that is meant to be. And when you look back, you can see that, oh, there was a blessing. It was all meant to be, and it all turned out well. Have trust in Kami-sama, always. This will eventually lead to Kami-sama trusting you back. And it doesn't happen to everyone. There's a teaching that goes, many place their trust in Kami-sama, but Kami-sama only places trust in a few people. What does that mean? Of course, because many people, they don't trust in Kami-sama 100%. That's all it is. That's all there is to it. If you can place your trust in Kami-sama 100%, then Kami-sama will put his trust, or Kami-sama's trust, in you. But usually people are circumstantial. They only place trust in Kami-sama in dire situations. Oh, Kami-sama, please, there's no other way. You gotta help me. And that's the only time they place their trust in Kami-sama. But sometimes people are like, nah, not gonna work if I pray to Kami-sama. This is like it's like a technical problem. Kami-sama can't help no technical problems. It's the issue of like the computer, or it's the issue of, Kami-sama can't help with this situation. And so there, you already don't trust Kami-sama. So how is Kami-sama supposed to trust you, right? If you trust your friend all the time, then your friend's gonna have your back when you are in a pinch, right? But if you only trust your friend only sometimes, okay, sometimes I trust you, sometimes nah, I like trust you sometimes, but sometimes I don't like trust you. Then your friend is gonna be like, okay, fine, then I don't trust you too then. Then it's gonna be, that's how the energy works. If you have your sincere trust in Kami-sama, then Kami-sama will trust you back 100%. And when Kami-sama trusts you back 100%, then oh man, your life is going to be smooth sailing, and you're gonna have a really good, trustworthy life, trusted by Kami-sama, and you trust him. So, anyways, let's practice the kind of faith where we can be trusted by Kami-sama. Anyway, that's the story I want to share with you today. It's kind of long, but thank you very much for listening.
Thank you for adding to this service. I want to say thank you to Edna Sensei for her speech. From the beginning, from after the 80th anniversary of our church in March last year, we've been live streaming service every single week, over 60 times so far. And without Edna Sensei, it will be impossible. So I feel very grateful, and this can be a very daunting task to make speeches every single week, but we've been able to do this, and very grateful. And after the wedding service held yesterday, the groom was related to this church. He was, it's possible to say he kind of person, but he is related to this church. Takai Sensei, the founding ministers, brothers, grandson, the groom. Somehow related to this Konko mission, Wahiawa. So I'm not sure if he appreciated the nature of this Konko Judge Wahiawa, Konko mission Wahiawa, and his life. Anyway, Kami-sama seemed to respond to the heart. They help in holding their wedding services, wedding ceremony. So maybe Kami-sama responded. And one of the messages Edna Sensei mentioned is being trusted by Kami-sama. Actually, the Sensei at the Amagi Church, the second minister, head minister Konko Church, Amagi, Fumi Yasutake, used to say, 神様に受け取っていただくほど、これと確かで安心な生活はない。The life being trusted by 神様 is the most secure and happiest life we can enjoy. It is so true. Being accepted by 神様, anything we do, by offering we forward to 神様. If 神様 accept, it's the most secure way for ensuring blessing. So this is one of my message to you, and I'd like to share my thoughts. I'd like to introduce one message of the fan Konko writing. Those who practice faith don't just watch Kami-sama, they also sincerely help our people in emergencies or in sudden adversity without expecting any money or thanks in return. If there's a fire, they quickly go and help extinguish it. That is true faith and kindness. Bear this in mind in whatever you do. Kyoden Gorika number 1, Yamamoto Sadashi number 49. The simple message shows the exact nature of the people who believe in Tenchi Kare no Kami, the divine pure universe. Helping others is the utmost expression of thanks for the blessing we have enjoyed from Tenchi Kare no Kami-sama. We say the giving of the blessing of Tenchi Kare no Kami-sama is unconditional and fill the entire universe. Simply put, for fish in a fish tank, filled with water can be likened to the unconditional giving of Tenchi Kare no Kami-sama. Without the water in the tank, the fish cannot survive. Likewise, without blessings of sustenance from Tenchi Kare no Kami-sama, we simply do not exist. Tenchi Kare no Kami is the ultimate unconditional giver for all humans and all living things. Responding to this unconditional universal giving is the nature of Konko faith. Say thank you for our body functions and abilities. Say thank you for any elements of food we take. Say thank you for the air we breathe. Say thank you for a cup of glass of water. Say thank you for the vision we can enjoy and the hearing ability the way I can speak. The list goes on endless, infinite. If we keep this spiritual awareness of our being in the blessing of Tenchi Kare no Kami-sama, we are to respond in such a manner as the founder stated. Those who practice faith don't just worship Kami-sama. They also sincerely help people in emergencies or in sudden adversity without expecting any money or thanks in return. If there's a fire, and quickly go and help extinguish it. That is true faith and kindness. Bear the same mind in whatever you do. We say goyo in Konko community. Goyo is a kind of serving Kami-sama for the blessing we enjoy from Kami-sama. It's kind of returning, kind of responding to the giving from Kami-sama. So it's a kind of offering in appreciation. We have adopted definition of offering refers to the offerings appreciation as follows and printed in the surface of the offering as follows. The idea is to give back to Kami, or God, from the top, not from what is left over. And the idea is to give out of gratitude, not obligation. And the idea also is to comprehend that all that we have is a gift from Kami, God, in the first place. So that what we give back is an acknowledgement of our giftedness. The message was given by the Reverend Thomas Chiddick. The idea was shared with Edna when he and his wife made a wish to Hawaii many years ago. So, being accepted by Kami-sama is the most sure, secure, happy life. Thank you very much. ありがとうございました。義あり本校大天地神の神信じ願い我が家我が心にあり今月今日で頼み義あり本校大天地神の神信じ願い我が家我が心にあり今月今日で頼みPage 73, number 17.
本当に？違うよ。76?
78 か9にしよう。
77 or 78 or 79 かな。
78か9。
Yeah, yeah. Was it your marker on 7?
You know, over here, 78
78.
or 79.
Yeah, you remember which one you read?
33から。
33? Okay, wait, hold on. Wait, we can get the camera. Wait. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Can you read it?
You can read it.
Number 33. Some people envy others' blessings, saying, other people can receive miraculous divine blessings, but for some reason my family cannot. And these people are unable to receive divine blessings because of their limited faith. You should practice faith wholeheartedly, thinking if others receive such divine blessings, there is no reason why we should not. It is just that our faith is not true enough. You can surely receive divine blessings with such a heart. It is strange when true faith does not reach Kami.
34. Everyone knows the names and causes of illnesses, but no one knows the cause of receiving divine blessings. You should seek the cause of blessings instead of the cause of illnesses. 35. Everyone asks me to give them divine blessings, but do they understand what blessings are? Divine blessings are? Divine blessings are not limited to just having one's wishes granted. For some people, death is a divine blessing. Others are saved from death through divine blessings.
Since everything in this world is governed by kami, there is nothing but to depend on apparent kami. Even though it may seem like an inconvenience at the time, if you continue to practice faith without going against kami's will, you will realize later what blessings you have got. Faith is pointless unless this much is understood.
36. Some stop practicing faith because they believe that a death in the family means that they have not received blessings. Sometimes, the deceased person who practiced faith has actually sacrificed his life for the family. Therefore, if the rest of the family members do not continue to practice faith for good health and prosperity, the death of that person will have been in vain. Furthermore, misfortunes in the family may continue. It is important for family members to practice faith which will overcome misfortunes.
37. Everyone is not able to receive the blessing of Tenchi Kani no Kami because Konko Daishin received divine blessings first. If there is one true believer in a family, then all of the family members will become believers. If there is one family in a village who truly believes in this faith, all of the villages will begin to receive divine blessings. But if it is right and one seed becomes 10,000, therefore those who initiate faith should sow a good seed. If the seed is bad, it will be a bad stuff, and it will be difficult to raise your how you try. Okay?
Thank you. よいしょ。
Good morning. おはようございます。歌を歌わせていただきます。we're going to sing a song for song. 新人の栄光がページ57、58。よろしく。57です。
Thank you. with a heart caught up in doubt and worry. I face my life every morning, wanting to shine, but somehow holding back joy and fear, soothing my heart. Still I know, even one as small as I can run into someday and find a shining, shimmering, brilliant light flowing from a path that never ends. Instead of losing hope or fearing what's ahead, let's keep on moving forward with our heads held high, for we are all living in a world that embraces you and me with its love, supported by the prayers of those who care for us. We are never alone in our lives. We are down and ready to surrender. When times are hard and it seems so dark, just know each day that I'm never on my own. Gives me strength and courage to try harder. Hold hands with my friends standing by my side. Swinging arms together we will walk to the shining, shimmering, brilliant light flowing from a path that never ends. Instead of losing hope or fearing what's ahead, let's keep on moving forward with our heads held high, for we are all living in a world that embraces you and me with its love, supported by the prayers of those who care for us. We're never alone in our lives. Instead of losing hope or fearing what's ahead, let's keep on moving forward with our heads held high, for we are all living in a world that embraces you and me with its love, supported by the prayers of those who care for us. We're never alone in our lives.
Thank you very much. ありがとうございました。Please take care. See you.
Then 時間ですけども。いやりごこわい天地バイマの神死に願い。おかげはわころにわい。今月のもしでかまめ。いやりごこわい天地バイマの神死に願い。おかげはわころにわい。今月のもしでかまめ。
Thank you again for joining us. You have a great new week. Take care. Bye bye.